Chelsea, what the heck do you think you're doing? Are you actually getting married to Seth? Are you seriously going to go through with this? What's the meaning of this? You've got some nerve trying to take my man away from me. You know that, right? Who is this? What do you mean I'm trying to steal your man? I don't understand. Oh, it's you, Gemma. Wow, it's been a while since we last spoke. I really didn't think another colleague would be messaging me like this. I don't understand why you're talking to me like this all of a sudden when I haven't done anything wrong. Seth and I have been going out for almost 4 years already. What you're saying isn't making any sense at all, Gemma. How the hell is he your man when he's been with me for such a long time? I can say whatever I like to you about him. He was my boyfriend back when we were both in college. You're just another colleague of his that shouldn't even be that close to him. Why are you trying to take my boyfriend away from me? You're a complete backstabber. Are you insane or something? Okay, Gemma, I'm really sorry about this, but I've honestly got no idea what you're talking about right now. I do remember that you two used to date. But you dated in college, right? That was a long time ago, Gemma. Wouldn't it have been almost 10 years ago now? If you guys broke up that long ago, why are you mentioning it to me now? To be honest, you've known for a long time that we've been dating. Why are you trying to butt into our relationship now? I thought you were cool with it. Because Seth and I were destined to get married. He's not supposed to be marrying you. It would never work between the two of you. Us breaking up was a huge mistake, and I'm here to put it right. You're stealing my man, so give him back. Seth must feel the same way about me. Surely he does. Even he knows that we'll end up together in the end. It's our destiny to be together. I've really got no idea what you're saying, Gemma. You're a bit delusional, to be honest with you. First of all, I don't know how you found out about my marriage to Seth. It's really got nothing to do with you. I don't really know why you're saying such nonsense to me about how I'm stealing your man when you're not with him. Don't you get it? Everybody knows what you're doing. Everybody knows about your conniving plans, Chelsea. You can't deny it. What the heck are you on about, Gemma? What do people know? What plans are you even talking about? The plan that you wanted to steal my man from me. You're such a homewrecker, Chelsea. You'll pay for messing with me. You are the one who got in the way of me and Seth getting married and living our best lives together. It's all your fault. You'll live to regret this. Oh my God, Gemma, you're so delusional. Would you seriously cut it out? I've done absolutely nothing wrong. How many times do I have to repeat myself to you? Seth and I started dating almost 4 years ago. He's moved on from you. When he and I got together, you both had nothing to do with each other, right? You both cut off contact from each other. How is it possible that I took him away from you when you'd both broken up? He wasn't your boyfriend at the time. Shut up, Chelsea. You're so wrong. Stop trying to argue your way out of this. You know you've ruined our relationship. I'm not trying to argue with you, Gemma. I'm trying to make you see sense, but it's obviously not working. Well, it's all going to be okay anyways. I don't think you can get married to him. I'm looking forward to seeing it all explode in your face. The ceremony should be a fun time. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? You know about the ceremony? I don't think you're even invited to it, so how do you know when it is or even where it's happening? You're looking forward to it? What do you mean by that? Where are you going with this conversation? If you're planning to sabotage our relationship, I wouldn't even try if I were you. You've absolutely lost the plot. Seth, are you there? We really need to talk. Something weird happened. I got a bunch of horrible messages from your ex, Gemma. I really don't think you would do this, but did you say something about our wedding ceremony to her? You didn't invite her, did you? Because there's no way I'd want her there. She's going crazy.
Whoa, what? Where the heck did that come from? Why are you mentioning Gemma? She thinks that she's invited to our wedding? I don't get it. There's no way that I was inviting her to our wedding. I don't want her even stepping a foot into our ceremony, because she'll probably do something to ruin it.
I just got some strange messages from her and it got me really anxious about everything. I was quite worried about it because she sounded really angry. I just wanted to message you to make sure she wasn't bothering you or anything like that. She's acting really weird.
Well, actually, she got in touch with me a little while ago. She was acting weird then, too. She was so persistent about wanting to be with me again, and I ended up telling her that I was going to marry you. I just didn't want her contacting me again. Maybe it's my fault she came after you with those huge rants.
I don't understand why she'd get in contact with you after all this time. She seems really crazy about you. Have you ever kept in touch with her about our relationship? Has she bugged you before about wanting to be with you?
No. And there's no way that I'd ever want to get back with Gemma. She's acting so odd these days. It looks like she's gotten herself into a bit of trouble. It's a hot topic amongst our colleagues at work when it comes to her.
Oh, really? What's been going on with her? Why is she acting like this? Ugh, why is this happening so close to our wedding day? It's frustrating. It's only 1 hour until your ceremony begins, Chelsea, but I don't think your wedding's going to go as planned today. What are you talking about, Gemma? Can't you just let us be? I want this to be a happy day and something that I remember fondly for the rest of my life. Oh, don't worry, you will. It's my fault that I've taken your fiancé away from you. You may be surprised to get a call about something special being stolen from you, but it's okay because you deserve it. I'm getting back together with Seth, so it's okay if you leave and I'll attend the ceremony in your place. What the heck's going on here, Gemma? You can't just do that. Do you really think this is a victory for you? What do you really want to say to me? Don't you get how much of a misunderstanding this all is? He was your boyfriend in college, but we're not in college anymore. Can't you just move on with your life and find someone else? There are plenty of eligible men out there. If anyone's having difficulty understanding this, it's you, Chelsea. The loser has no choice but to hang its tail between its legs and run away. There's nothing that can get in between Seth and I being together now. I'm planning on having you disappear without a trace. And Seth also agrees with me that you need to leave and never come back. Okay, Gemma, how about you don't jump to conclusions just yet and calm down a bit, okay? You need to take a good hard look at reality. Are you telling me that you've been talking to Seth? If you've been messaging each other, why don't you have a good look at what he said, okay? There's no need for me to do anything like that. I know what he said to me, and I know him way better than you do. Our hearts are truly connected, so I know what he wants in life. Are you kidding me? Your hearts are connected? Ha! What a joke. I wouldn't take your delusions so seriously, Gemma. I can't listen to you talk anymore. It's making me go crazy. I suppose I have no choice but to move on from this. If you'll excuse me, I can't talk to you right now. This is all too much for me to handle. Wait, what did you just say? You know that if you come to the wedding venue, it'll be a waste of time for you since Seth and I will already be married. I'm already on standby in the wedding hall. All that's left now is to wait for Seth to walk in. I do apologize for doing this an hour before your wedding, but Seth and I have decided to get back together. There's nothing you can do about it now. I'll take your position in the ceremony. Then it'll really show people just how much of a loser you are. You just let an ex take your fiancé away from you. I don't know how you could possibly do that when I've already said my vows and kissed Seth. Huh? What are you talking about? You haven't done anything like that. Stop lying to me. I don't mean to rain on your parade or anything, Gemma, but what are you doing? Our wedding has already begun, didn't you know that? We just kissed and said our vows to each other. Wait, what? What are you even saying? The wedding hasn't even started yet, so how could you have possibly done all of those things? I made sure what time the ceremony was at so I could be here on time. I'm at the wedding hall right now. You know that you're talking about where the reception's being held, right? I told Seth about the messages you sent to me and also how you got in touch with him. Of course, you wanted to get back together with him, but it looks like you've made a huge mistake. I just showed Seth your messages just now. My husband bursted out laughing when I told him about the situation. Wait a minute. Your husband? You're not talking about Seth, are you? Chelsea, what have you done? Of course he's my husband. Who else would he be? He was only ever getting married to me, Gemma. By the way, my classmates from college also busted out laughing when they heard what you were trying to do. If you're at the venue, you should maybe stop trying to embarrass yourself so much and just go home. Wouldn't you be better off doing that? What do you mean by that? I'm not embarrassing myself at all. Seth was supposed to get back together with me and get married. Why couldn't you have just left well enough alone and let me have him? Because that was never going to come true, Gemma. You message me out of the blue with this nonsense and think you can just take what isn't yours? There was no way I was going to add more fire to the flame with the replies you were sending. How did you come up with such delusion in your head? But it wasn't a delusion. I swear it wasn't. I thought that Seth was just playing hard to get. I wanted him back. Why do you think he'd want to get back with a woman who he dated 10 years ago who couldn't show her affection and was just mean to him? I guess it was just me misunderstanding how salty you were about me being with him. You don't have to go that far. All I wanted was to be back with my ex. Don't be so rude. If anyone is being rude, it's you by trying to take him away from me. You know, I've heard a lot of things about you, Gemma. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? What are you talking about? You think you've got some dirt on me or something? Seems like your marriage isn't going so well, so you thought it would be a good idea to get in contact with your ex-boyfriend. That seems to be the rumor that's flying around these days. Do you really think it's okay to do something like this? What the heck are you talking about, Chelsea? Where did this rumor come from anyways? Did you not think that your ex-boyfriend would not catch on with what you're trying to do? I guess you were pretty desperate to even go as far as you did. Looks like you're going to be demoted or lose your job, right? What on earth are you talking about? Where did you get that information from? How do you even know about that? I'm just guessing what's going on right now, but back when you dated Seth, you cheated on him, didn't you? Everybody knows that you did, so we all thought you were delusional and trying to get back together with him. Why should that even matter? It was a long time ago, and to be honest, who cares about that? We're all living in the present, so why are you bringing it up? Oh, really now? Well, it seemed like you wanted to relive the past not so long ago. You're the exact person I want to say this next thing to. If you're living in the present, why don't you stop trying to cling on to your ex? It's not a good look, Gemma. It just makes you look even more desperate than you already are. What the heck are you talking about? Clinging on to Seth? What part of me is desperately holding on to him? If anything, he was always clinging to me. Unlike you, Chelsea, I was very popular during my college days. That's why I thought it was weird that he broke up with me, all because I cheated on him a little bit. Well, I guess you've got one thing right. A lot of people admired you during college, yes. I found out halfway through our time at college it was all because of your looks and nothing else. Excuse me? How dare you say something like that to me? I was popular for many reasons, not just my looks. Yeah, I don't think so. Just because you were attractive back then doesn't give you the excuse to cheat on your partner. You're just like every other person who cheats on their partner. Trash. How dare you? You've got some nerve calling me trash, don't you? All you were back then was a little nerd that nobody would touch. And so, what of it? That was me in the past, and I'm okay with that. Besides, Seth chose me in the end, didn't he? He saw something in me compared to you, who was just looks and was stupid and empty on the inside. Shut up! You just love to bring others down with your words, don't you, Chelsea? What the heck would you ever know about me anyways? I've got no interest in knowing you, so why are you being like this towards me? I don't have to understand you because frankly I don't want to. You're the one who started bothering me first. It just so happens that we were once strangers that went to the same college, but you know that word quickly spreads when you're in classes, right? I knew enough about you that it was in my best interest to stay away from you. I never wanted to get involved with someone who was trying to take my boyfriend back based on her crazy delusions. He doesn't want you. Don't you get that? They weren't delusions. I'm just trying to prove that I'm the more attractive one out of us. I just wanted to show him what he'd miss out on if he got married. Well, my husband, Seth, said that he wanted nothing to do with you ever again and to stay away from the both of us. It seems like he's already blocked your number, which is a good start. He should have done that in the first place. Wait a minute, what? He's gone and blocked my number? He's got no right to do that. There's no way he'd do that to me. I thought I meant more to him than that. Are you living in La La Land or something, Gemma? He told me himself that he did that. He also showed me his blocked number screen. We're married now, so we don't need any crap from people like you who are just trying to split us up. Your plan was never going to work, Gemma. Why are you giving me so much trouble? Are you seriously just trying to make fun of me now? Fine. Seth and I will just start over and get married today. There's no way I'm going to let you marry my Seth. I deserve his love, not you. You're just a little nerd who deserves to be alone. What the heck's your problem, Gemma? Are you insane? You're Seth? Would you quit with this game? He doesn't belong to you. He's his own person and can make his own decisions. Why are you doing this to my husband? Stop calling Seth your husband when he's not. Seth is mine, and we all know it. He belongs to me, fair and square. Are you confused or something? Did you hit your head or something? Don't you see what you're doing is bad? This is a really bad situation that you're putting everybody in, Gemma. He and I were the ones that were supposed to get married at the wedding venue. You've ruined everything. You're going to pay for this. There's no way that you can get in the way of me and Seth getting married. I won't let you. I see what you're trying to do. You were going to ambush me at my wedding so that I couldn't marry him. Were you planning on harming me and taking my place at the altar? There's no need to cause you any harm when it's obvious that Seth chose me over you. You're just hiding him from me. No, instead of choosing you, he thought it was some kind of joke and just laughed really loudly. He's not taking you seriously, Gemma. What the heck are you talking about? He needs to take me seriously. We're going to get married and be together forever. Oh, I forgot to mention this to you, Gemma. We had our wedding already. It was held at a different church. We only invited family and close friends. After we finished here, we're going over to the other venue to have the reception. Seth's asked someone from the ceremony to contact security so they can clear the space, so to speak. You got married somewhere else? What do you need security for? What's going on here? Well, you're in the reception hall, right? You being there might put us in danger after the way you've been talking to us. I can't risk you being there trying to hurt me or take away Seth, so if we find you there, you'll be escorted out of the building. Excuse me? Danger? That's a bit of an exaggeration, don't you think, Chelsea? All I wanted was to have my Seth back. Don't you dare treat me like I'm a dangerous person. I'm not even going to do anything to you. And I can't take that risk after the way you've been talking to me about Seth. You're clearly a dangerous person, Gemma. You're completely unstable, and who knows what you're capable of. Thanks to you, we've had to delay the start of the reception. It's going to start 30 minutes later than it should be, and it's all your fault. You need to take responsibility of spoiling our special day. Hurry up and get over it then. I need to talk to Seth. It's urgent. I only need to speak with him for a little bit. It's no use communicating through you by messaging back and forth. That's why I'm saying you're dangerous. I can't possibly let you do that because I don't know what you do to him. What? I don't understand. Why? All I want is to talk to him. That's it. Why won't you let me do that at least? Well, you've made a big mistake thinking you'd be able to get back together with Seth. He knows how delusional you are. He doesn't want to be anywhere near you, and neither do I. All you wanted to do is hijack our wedding. It would be a stupid idea to let you near my husband. I guess he and I will do everything together from now on. I'm calling the police along with the security that's based in the venue. They're going to secure the area so that you can't get in and ruin anything. What the heck are you saying? There's absolutely no need for you to call the police. You're overreacting so much right now. I haven't done anything to you. I haven't hit you or hurt you in any way. Why are you being like this? Are you kidding me, Gemma? These messages you're sending me alone could be classed as a threat if I showed them. I'm not even threatening you, though. I'm just telling you to stop messing around with my Seth. He belongs to me. You saying that is super suspicious in itself. You're just a snake. I don't want you anywhere near us. I can't believe this woman. What do you mean by that? Are you calling me a snake? I haven't done anything to you. Is there anyone else I'm speaking to right now? Of course I'm calling you a snake, slithering in to try and steal Seth from me. And on top of that, trying to ruin my wedding day and threatening us as well. Just shut up and leave me alone. Stop interrupting people's weddings. Stop acting so desperate. We've had a happy wedding in front of family and friends. I want to continue the celebrations with my husband in peace, so let us do that. There's no space for you in this relationship, so don't even try bursting our bubble. You don't need to overreact like that, all right? I'm just trying to take back what's rightfully mine. I also loved Seth as well. He can't just forget me like this. I thought that Seth might still love me. I thought he was trying to drop me hints even though he was with you. There is no way that he still loves you after the way you've treated me and the way you treated him back when you cheated on him. Your relationship ended 10 years ago. Can't you just move on? You're actually crazy, Gemma. I can't deal with any more of this. If you understand what's going on, please admit your mistake and do your best with your marriage. If you're not happy, talk to your husband. But before doing that, you might need to look for a new job. If you actually try, maybe your head won't be so empty, right? How dare you say something so cruel to me? Why don't you take a look in the mirror, sweetheart? You're so ugly that the mirror would crack into pieces. Say what you like about me, Gemma. At least I'm not crazy or delusional. It's because of you that I'm so angry and just saying whatever I like. I never want to see you ever again. Don't even think about trying to approach me or Seth ever again. You'll regret it. And you're just a delusional old hag that's desperate for another man's attention. Get lost, you piece of trash. In the end, Gemma was found by the security guards at the wedding venue. Apparently, she was kicked out and never had the chance to meet up with Seth. She was then seen following Seth to his company later on. She was reported to the police and got interviewed. I guess she finally snapped out of her delusions as she was told not to go anywhere near Seth or myself. She was given a restraining order and not allowed within 100 feet of us. I reckon that she'll never break her restraining order and we'll never see her ever again. We can live in peace and continue without her around being a nuisance. It'll be good for both of us that we never meet her whilst walking down the streets.
You. What do you think you're doing, talking to my daughter like that as a woman?
Mr. Wilson, hello? What do you mean by calling me out for being a woman like that? And your daughter, are you talking about Kate? The one who happens to be my subordinate? Then perhaps this is about her being very late on her first day of work here?
That's right. And from what I've heard, you chewed her out over being just a little bit late for work. In front of everyone else in that department, watching her as she sat embarrassed in her office chair. Did you not know at the time that Kate is my daughter, of all people? I think everyone else in this company is very aware of the fact that she is my baby girl. And that means they all know better than to make such a scene with her over absolutely nothing.
And I myself was made aware of that before she came to work today. But her being your daughter and her coming into work on time on her first day are not related in any way.
What did you just say?
It doesn't bother me any that she was hired into this company because she happens to be the daughter of a senior director. What bothers me is that she thinks that because she was given a job in this company and that because her dad is in a high position, she can come to work 3 hours late.
Are you trying to screw around with me or something? Are you still in the office right now?
I am not making any attempts to screw around with you about this at this moment. If anything, I'm finding it pretty obvious that you're the one screwing around with me right now. And that's something you should be sorry about. So, what is it going to be then, Mr. Wilson? Are you going to continue with that behavior right in front of me? Or are you going to settle down now and let me handle my department and employees?
I asked if you are still in the building.
I am, and I'm in my office currently finishing up some last-minute things. Would you like to come and see me for something?
I'm starting to think that the only way to settle all of this is by coming and talking to you face to face. I was already pretty upset with the way you've been talking to a senior director as a woman. But now, I can see that you don't take your job very seriously at all. I'm going to come and make sure you understand your position in this company very well after today. Actually, come to me. Come to my office right now. I'm not getting up to go to someone who works behind me in this company. Especially not when they're a woman.
And why should I be doing that? I happen to still be working, so I don't have the time to come all the way over there. Perhaps you can just continue texting me like you are right now?
I want you over here immediately. Now, let's go.
Fine then. I'll give you 5 minutes of my time, so you better make it quick. Do you have any idea what you just did to me?
I want to ask you the same thing. Do you have any idea what I've been talking about now? You have made a grave mistake by chewing my daughter out like that. On her first day, working for the company I've worked so long taking good care of.
You think it's acceptable to punch me when all I did was tell your daughter that she cannot be that late to work? No matter who it is or what they think, it is obvious to tell after that who the real problem here is.
Shut up, woman! Do you have any idea whose daughter Kate is? You are fired! I don't want you to ever come back to this office!
I know very well now that Kate is your daughter, and I've known that for a while. But are you sure you want to be telling me that I'm the one getting fired now? All I had done was do my job in telling her that she cannot be late to work again. It was a simple warning. You understand that as her boss, I have every right to warn her of things that are not acceptable within this company, right? It's going to be a tough road ahead of you if you go through with firing me, and far tougher than what you've already started.
You're acting pretty high on your horse there, for being a woman. I'm sure you were only made into a manager after doing some pretty scandalous things here, right? An idiot like you should never have been put into the positions as a manager. So something must have happened behind the scenes. Maybe the reason you're acting so out of line right now is because you're afraid of losing your position to Kate now?
Huh? I would stop it with all those comments right now, Mr. Wilson. I will only allow you to go so far with all those baseless comments about me, and this has been enough. And now, I'm a bit upset with what's happened here today. Not just a bit, but very upset, actually. If you're not going to come and apologize to me for all of that right now, I'll have to take this situation into my own hands.
Apologize to you? What kind of crap are you playing at here now? I would never and will never apologize to you for anything.
I was just punched by the senior director of this company. Are you going to tell me you're not sorry about having just punched someone in the work premises? There is such a thing as HR in this company, and they will most definitely not be lenient over you punching me.
They're not going to touch me. If anything, you should be the one apologizing to me so that I don't drag HR into this. And actually, as a way of getting that apologize from you, I'm going to have you fired from this company. I have every right to have you fired now. And then that way, we won't have to deal with anybody else getting involved. You made my daughter very sad. So take me firing you as my forgiveness for that.
I'm starting to feel as though you're the one who doesn't understand the position they're in here. But I guess there was no helping you, considering you've already assaulted me.
You're the one who was asking for it. You're the one who thought it was such a good idea to talk to my daughter like that on her first day in this company. Who gives a crap that she was 3 hours late? You are done for.
Well, then I'm going to let my father know about this.
You will? Go right ahead and tell him.
And if you really want me to be fired, we can make that happen for you. But before that happens, I just need to tell my father one thing.
Your dad has nothing to do with what goes on inside this company. I happen to be the senior director to this company, unlike whatever he could possibly be. It's disgusting to see a woman your age having to run back home to her daddy crying over something like this.
I told you everything I needed to say today. And now, as you've asked me, I'm going to leave this company and get out of your hair. I really hope, though, that after I'm gone, your daughter starts coming to work on time. Goodbye now, Mr. Wilson. Why are you calling me this early in the morning? I can see that you have something to talk about with me, but I'm not going to answer the phone.
Answer your phone.
Why should I? I just told you that I'm not going to. What's happened to you, Mr. Wilson? Did you not have enough yelling at me yesterday about how I'm fired and wanted to come back and say some more?
I had no idea about you yesterday. I never thought that your dad, of all people, would be this company's president.
Well, after getting a call from the company's president where he told you in less than a second that you'd be terminated, you finally came around to understanding the severity of what you did? Are you more aware now that you did something extremely unacceptable yesterday?
I understand now. I am so sorry about what I did and said to you yesterday. I totally understand now that was a fault on my end, and it'll never happen again. Would you please be able to forget about what happened between you and I and move on from this with peace? Please allow me to apologize to you from the bottom of my heart.
I can see you're only here apologizing to me out of fear, but
What? What do you mean it's far too late for me?
it's far too late for you now. I'm telling you that although now you'd like to apologize for what you did, you took things way too far, and there is no going back from that. Anyway, all of that has nothing to do with me now, so go ahead and quit or something.
What? Are you kidding me? Hold on for just a minute. Please, don't make it seem like I'm actually going to be fired or something. I was just told by the company president to come and apologize to you for what happened yesterday. So that's why I'm doing that right now. Why are you not going to forgive me? I'm the senior director. I am apologizing to you like this, even though I'm leagues above you with the company's structure. So I think it's time you come around and listen to what I'm saying here.
Tell me, what kind of position do you really think you're in now to be talking to me like that? You are going to be fired soon, so I'm not sure what you mean by being the senior director there.
What?
But I do understand what you're trying to say to me right now. I see. You think that because you are above me in the company, I should just forgive you for all you've done? Well then, had my father never told you to apologize to me, you wouldn't be here texting me right now. I happen to have that all correct, right?
Wait, you have it wrong. That's not the only reason I'm here right now. I really do feel terrible for what happened with you and I yesterday. But I happen to be older than you by a bit. And since I'm older than you, shouldn't you be respecting my apology to you a bit more? I am apologizing to you. I am so sorry for getting upset with you yesterday over something I didn't completely understand at the time. There, I've gone and told you why I'm apologizing and everything. Now you should be forgiving me, right?
No way. Listen, you being upset with me yesterday wasn't your only mistake. Have you gone and erased the memory of you punching me yesterday as well?
That's a good point. I suppose that did happen as well then. I didn't happen to erase any of that from my memories though. But calling it a punch? Maybe you can just say that I accidentally hit you while talking with you. Do you really think you have to take things that far out of proportion? Saying that I punched you?
Excuse me? What kind of joke are you trying to pull on me now?
What?
You really think a joke like that is going to make me laugh at a time like this? Well, if that's what you want to think, then you are free to do so. But I've already gone and told my father about everything that happened yesterday, and we are planning to let the police know about this incident.
What? The police? Wait. Don't you feel as though what we're talking about right now is going down a very wrong path? The police? What the hell do you think you're talking about? What are you trying to say that I did wrong? I think you're the one taking all this way too far. I have been the one working as a senior director for this company all along, and you're going to act like that towards me? What the hell is wrong with you? Do you think just because your dad is the company president, you can behave like that towards the senior director of all people?
So this is the real you?
What?
You are such an idiot that when someone warns your daughter of one thing, you break out in anger. You can't even express your feelings in a healthy way and instead resort to physical assault as a way of making it known you can't control yourself. It is common in this society that no matter what the situation, you are not to resort to something like violence. What you did to me yesterday was a blatant crime.
A crime? No way it was a crime. I was just doing that to protect my daughter. Any father would do something like that for their baby.
Not the good ones. Your stupid excuses are not going to get you anywhere anymore, Wilson, so stop trying to make what you did to me seem okay or justified. You are an assailant now for punching me over nothing more than your inability to be a good human being.
Wait a second, please. Let's just both calm down here. At the time, I didn't think things would get this out of hand the next day. I just wanted to teach you a lesson for what you did by giving you something to be afraid of.
To be afraid of? What was that? I've been telling you it's time for you to stop joking around about all this stuff now. The only person out of this whole situation who should be made afraid of anything is your daughter, right? She was already late for her orientation and also late to her interview on the day of that. Yet you went and said it was all right because she's your daughter. And then on her first day to work, she was 3 hours late. You're going to tell me that she shouldn't be afraid of the consequences of all that? And when she came into the office that late, the first words out of her mouth were, "I'm sorry," in this very casual tone. Who do you think really needs to be the one made afraid of something here?
I'm sure she should be talked to about all this as well. But my daughter had only just graduated from college.
No frickin' way you're saying that as an excuse now. Everyone else that has come into this company started out just after graduating college. Or just about. Just because she's your daughter doesn't mean she gets a pass to slack off all the time. And as her boss, I was only warning her that by being late again, there would be consequences she'd have to face. Yet you went and punched me over that.
I get it already. I feel bad about that.
And also, Wilson, had I been born a man, would you have ever done anything like this to me?
What? What are you trying to get at now?
I'm asking if, because I'm a woman, I'm weaker than you are? That had I been a man, you would have never tried punching me. Well, I'm going to go on a whim here and say you probably did only punch me because I'm a woman. And if that's the case, then my God.
You're wrong. You have it all wrong again. I just wanted to protect my daughter.
All I was doing is telling your daughter how to be a responsible adult in this world. You didn't have to protect her from a dang thing, Wilson. All you've been doing instead of protecting her is using your stupid little ideas and excuses to make it seem like you assaulting me was justified. Those excuses aren't working anymore. I can no longer sit by and let you and that little irresponsible daughter of yours continue working in my father's company.
Wait a second, please. Hannah! I will apologize to you, alright? I have been this whole time. I am sorry about the way both myself and my daughter behaved yesterday. Right. I'll get my daughter to come apologize to you as well. That should make you more than happy, right?
No, thank you.
What? What do you mean, no thank you?
Having your daughter, Kate, come and apologize to me is not going to do anything more for you. You and your daughter are going to be fired soon. And that will mean you two will never have to talk to me again. Now, I'm going.
What? Are you serious? I'm asking you to please, wait a second. Are you really going to be fired for this? I've been working for this company for 20 years now!
The longevity of you working for the company has nothing to do with you assaulting another employee. Also, you should be happy that all your previous incidents weren't exposed before today.
What? What previous incidents are you talking about?
You thought this whole time I never knew a thing about what's been going on with you?
Wait. No way.
I know all about the things you've been doing. Well, I'm sure you actually assaulting me has been the worst offense you've committed in the company now.
Why do you, of all people, know about these things? I was sure not a single soul knew about me. Does this mean Does this mean the company president knows as well?
Well, who knows? That's not something I'm allowed to tell you anything about now, is it? But if you don't want anything to get any worse for yourself, then I'd suggest you quit it with all your BS excuses and come quietly. I was thinking that by the end of the week, your daughter would be the only one getting fired. But it's nice to see the company killing two birds with one stone now by getting rid of you. I wonder if you'll be able to find more work after leaving here.
No way. Firing me? That's not fair. I could see my daughter going, but me?
Also, you are going to have to go with the police in order for them to question you about all this.
Please, do not let them do that. Please.
I am so relieved that there was a camera that picked up the whole scene, where you can clearly be seen punching me before yelling at me some more.
But you're making me look like some kind of criminal.
You thought of yourself as someone else? Now that we're on this topic, there's something I forgot to mention. Actually, I was just appointed to a brand new position that had only just opened up.
What?
I was given your position as the new senior director of the company. It seems that the company was planning on having you fired for a while now, or at the very least, demoted.
Are you kidding me right now?
So because of that, you are no longer going to be coming back to this company anymore. Now, you and your daughter try your best finding new work after today. In the end, both Wilson and his daughter Kate were fired from the company. And after Wilson was escorted from the building, I came back into the office and went to my new office as the senior director, and began getting accustomed to my new position. As for Wilson, after being walked out of the building, he was taken away almost immediately by the police for questioning. He had tried to break free from them as they handcuffed him, but just before he was able to slip past one of the officers, the second officer hit him in the back with their baton, and he fell down to the ground hard. He would then spend the night in a jail cell before appearing in front of a judge the next day, in court, with my lawyer and I fighting him. And with both my father and I stating that he had assaulted me with the camera evidence, he was taken to court by us and sued for a decent amount of money. And it wasn't just money, though, but as punishment, Wilson would have to do community service for the next 6 months. This then led to his wife losing her love for both him and Kate, and soon after the court case, she left them. And of course, she was a housewife for Wilson, so in the divorce, she made sure to take half his money, before heading out of town, leaving him with his daughter. Wilson said he was doing everything in order to protect his daughter, but he seems to have done the opposite for her instead. They are both working really hard right now to find work, but with the debt they're in after paying me, I'm not sure things will work out so well for them. And from the rumors I've been getting about those two, I think that Wilson has started to get into gambling at night, which we all know will most likely never end well for the man and his daughter. But this is what those two deserve after all, so who really cares if they ever get back on their feet again?
Ellie, I know that you and I are supposed to be getting married and all that, but my parents started thinking about your education, and they feel that something is very off about it now. Can you please explain to them something that'll get them to stop talking about it? My family is a family of doctors, right? Honestly, this is pretty embarrassing, being with an uneducated woman.
What? What are you going on about, Lance? Also, I went to a trade school after high school, right? I'm not embarrassed by anything about my education. And even if you are, I'm not going to do anything to change that now. And think that your parents should be smart enough to understand things aren't just about one's education. How about you just explain to them that I'm happy with the path I've chosen, and that should be enough. And by the way, I don't think my education has anything to do with you and I getting married.
Well, to my family and I, education plays a huge part in marriage. Do you understand what it means to be a family of doctors? That doesn't just mean that my parents are doctors, but that my whole entire family has something to do with the medical system. I work in one of their clinics right now, meaning that my family is very powerful, if I'm to be honest.
I've heard that story from you countless times now, Lance. I do think that your family is very amazing. But your family and mine are both very close to one another, and that's why we were able to meet one another in the first place, right? I totally understand all of that, and I really hope that you will too. So could you just forget about wanting me to explain to your parents my education, because they should already know about it?
So this is what they mean by uneducated. The timing of this has nothing to do with our marriage and families. My family's idea of you and the rest of your family is everything here. Which means you'd better start explaining things to them in a good way so that I'm not having to feel ashamed of myself.
Even if you're not happy with where I went to school, it's not like I'm able to change any of that now. So what do you want me to do here?
Can't you just go to them and say that that was all a lie or something? Tell them you graduated from a university. That's all I'm asking you to do in front of my parents.
And do you think that it's really a good idea for me to be lying to people who will very soon become my family? How about you just forget about what they've been saying and focus on our life together? Our education has nothing to do with what comes next. And if you can't seem to get your mind off it, then why didn't you choose to be with someone of a higher education in the first place?
Good point. There is some truth behind that.
If you're agreeing with that, I guess I have nothing left to say to you. Anyhow, there's no way for me to change my education for you now. And actually, you're not a doctor or anything, Lance. So do you really think there's much point to you constantly flaunting the fact that the rest of your family is?
Huh? I'm working inside a clinic right now, aren't I? And it's one of the many clinics that my family runs. What do you mean I can't flaunt that fact? We all know that that's something worth flaunting in front of everyone.
I'm not going to say anything else then, so let's just leave this be. We can talk about this some other time, perhaps when we next meet in person. I would really like for you to be telling your parents that something as superficial as education does not matter when it comes to love. But so far it doesn't seem you believe in what I'm saying to you either.
As for your marriage, everything seems to be going pretty well. Will you be all right, Ellie? I've been a little bit worried that you're feeling as though you're being forced to do things with their family now, so I'm wanting to make sure that's not really the case. If you don't want to have anything to do with them, just let me know, okay?
Uncle Victor, thank you for texting me tonight. Don't worry about the marriage. I'm not all that concerned about anything. However, there is this one thing that sort of caught my attention about Lance and his family. I just hope that deep down they are all really good people still. Either way, I've been waiting to get married myself for some time now, so this will be good for me.
Is that right? Well, as long as you're still feeling okay about everything. If something does come up, though, please let me know. After hearing about someone like Lance, I kind of feel bad that you've been set up to become his wife. He doesn't seem like the kind of man a woman can really count on. And since I'm like your parent, I need to make sure you end up with someone you're 100% okay with.
Saying something like that to me really warms my heart. Thank you, Uncle Victor. But you really don't have to be all that worried about me since I'm going into my 30s now and have been making things work in my favor thus far. And if I wasn't in love with Lance, then I'd never be able to marry him. So please don't feel as though I'm having to marry him for your sake or anything, okay? But of course, you do have one thing right about the guy. He does not feel like the kind of man I'm going to be able to rely on a whole lot when it comes to him being my husband.
How about the rest of his family? I'm pretty sure that most of his family is well aware of the fact that I'm in charge of one of the major hospitals in this state and that I'm not to be trifled with. but I don't think that Lance and his parents know anything about me. They haven't been making any false claims about you or anything recently.
So far, there hasn't really been anything like that. The only thing that's been a bit strange regarding them lately is their attachment to things like people's education. And it doesn't sound like they're a big fan of mine.
Do you want me to tell them to keep their mouths shut about all of that for you?
You don't have to go telling them that. You'll just be making things even more crazy and complex by doing that, and they would become a pain for you to have to deal with later on. So you can relax and stop worrying about all of it, please.
I don't mind having to go and do things like that for you, though, so if there really is some trouble with his parents, you let me know, and I'll handle them.
You've always been worried about me, huh? But thank you. I really appreciate it, Uncle Victor. Now you start looking forward to my wedding, okay? I don't want my uncle to be crying the whole time he's there, all right?
About today's wedding, it's canceled.
Excuse me? Lance, what are you talking about? Today's wedding is canceled. What does that mean?
You still don't fully get it, do ya? I had never planned on giving a wedding to everyone today in the first place.
What?
Who do you think would want to get married to a high school graduate like you? The talks about me getting married to you ended a long time ago, actually. Within my family, of course. Yet you never knew about that and prepared for a wedding that was never going to be taking place today? Uncool.
I'm not sure what all you're wanting me to say, but of course I prepared for my wedding today. And right now the wedding is being prepared for as all the guests should be arriving here soon. Why would you say something like that when there's no way someone in their right mind would cancel their wedding now?
Did you really think that as a high school graduate you'd be able to get married to someone like me?
What? I had assumed that you and I both agreed on getting married to one another, and that's why we're having this wedding today. That's why your family has been talking with me about the plans for our wedding and what we plan to do after getting married, right?
At first, right? But I am a part of a family of doctors. In my family, almost everyone is a doctor currently or has been one before. You really thought that a high school graduate like yourself could join us? Absolutely not happening. Were you not able to tell that from the start after my parents' reaction to you? Normally, everyone should have been able to take the hint, but perhaps because you never went to college or university, you don't know how to?
So in other words, you think that it's okay to treat another person like this all because they never went to college? Then that really means you're not coming to the wedding today. And your parents 100% agree with this?
Of course they are, since they were the ones that told me to cancel the wedding today.
Your parents said that? And you didn't even have anything to say about that, instead just complying with what they asked blindly?
You only graduated from high school and are a simple office worker, while all of my family are doctors, right? I shouldn't have to think of whose words to believe when the answer is already obvious.
You never really loved me from the start then, did you? The whole time you were going on about how you wanted to marry me and everything, yet now you're wanting this wedding to be canceled on the day of? You're an asshole, Lance. You should have told me your true feelings long before all of this happened. Then you would have been saving the both of us from having to deal with what comes next.
Be upset about this all you want. But in reality, you and I were never meant for one another, right? I understood that from the start, but you for some reason never did, and that's on you.
Did you forget that our families introduced us to one another at the start with the hopes that we'd get married? How do you plan to explain what you're doing now to the rest of them?
I'm sure that when my aunt and uncle were introducing me to you, they never knew about how you were nothing more than a high school graduate. They might have thought you were a stellar woman at first, but my parents and I have come to learn that that's false. I'm sure that when my parents explain to the rest of my family the truth, they'll all agree with the choices I've made.
So that's what you think? I guess no matter what I have to say now, you're not going to change your mind about canceling the wedding today.
You think I'd ever want to marry you? Did you really think that as a high school graduate, you'd be able to marry into a family of doctors? Don't make me laugh too hard now. I knew that you uneducated women were no match for a family of doctors. I'm calling off our engagement to one another so you can go ahead and cover the costs of that wedding yourself. Allow me to be the one to call things off for you. What? Who is this? I'm Ellie's uncle, and she's been allowing me to read through all the things you've been talking about this morning. In other words, the conclusion I've come to is that you want to cancel this wedding and no longer marry my niece? You want to end your relationship with my niece entirely? I can't believe her uncle would have to start texting me. I really have no idea what kind of a relationship you have with my aunt and uncle, but this family is filled with doctors. I don't care that you guys want me to get married to someone now, but you can't be serious asking me to marry a high school graduate like her. I think you guys should have been thinking about how well she would fit into my family first before introducing her to me. I suppose you're right. Right? I'm never wrong about anything. I should have introduced Ellie to you after I had gotten to know what kind of man you really were. Huh? Now what is that supposed to mean, old man? I've finally come to understand that it would be a waste watching my beautiful niece be married off to some trash like you. This marriage is no more, and you can go tell your aunt and uncle that I'm no longer willing to deal with them anymore. What do you mean you no longer want to deal with them? If you really have such an important relationship to them, then go tell them that yourself. Lance, this has all become your responsibility now, which means that you should be the one telling them the news, correct? Or are you, of all people, not aware of that? Also, make sure to tell your parents as well. Tell them that if they want to care so much about the education of others like it means everything to their life, then they should be taking better care of their clinics. Excuse me? And does any of what my parents do have anything to do with you? Well, not anymore now that I've learned what kind of people you are. Therefore, from now on, I don't want you ever talking to my niece again. Do you understand?
What do you want? I'm very busy at the moment, so make it quick.
You are not busy enough to be avoiding me! Answer your phone right now! I have something very important to talk with you about.
Well, I don't care to listen to any of that. So we're done talking now. Goodbye.
Hold the hell on, please! When I went and told my aunt about the fact that you and I would no longer be getting married, she flipped and started to dig into me badly. And ever since then, she's been saying things that make zero sense to me. That's why I need to talk with you and confirm a few things.
What do you mean she's been saying things that make zero sense to you? Are you talking about things like how my uncle happens to run the hospital that supervises all of your family's clinics around the city?
What? Then that means it's really true?
The reason you and I first met and that we wanted to get married is because of the relations my family had with yours. And had your parents and you just went and thought things through a bit more before making such rash decisions, then you wouldn't be in trouble with your aunt and uncle right now, and neither would your parents be. Well, it's not really worth saying all of that to you now, since everything is a thing of the past and can no longer be changed. You and that family of doctors you have are all over with now.
What? What do you mean we're over with now? What are you trying to say to me? What about this means my family is done with? I never thought that your uncle would turn out to be the owner of that large hospital which runs all of the clinics in this town. I had no clue about any of that at the beginning.
And that's very obvious based on the way you and your parents treated me. And I never wanted you to know anything about my uncle.
Huh?
Originally, I wanted things to take a bit more time before there were talks about you and I getting married. I wanted for you and your family to understand who my uncle was and who I am to my uncle before making any serious commitments. But before all of that, I wanted to also see how things played out between you and I. So I told my uncle and your aunt and uncle to hold off for a bit on telling you guys about their relations to one another. Yet before I could learn what kind of people you all really were, you asked for my hand in marriage and I just went along with it, thinking you guys were all right with the woman I am. And yet, just when I started to think things were becoming a bit strange between you and I, you told me on the day of to cancel the wedding. I'm really happy I never had to get married to you after figuring out the truth behind your parents and you. At first, I was kind of thinking being married to an idiot would be kind of fun, but now when I think back on it, our marriage would have been nothing but fighting and fake love.
So then that means from the start you knew about how becoming a part of my family would mean that your uncle would be more open to helping support my family's clinics financially?
I knew all about that. And don't make it sound like my uncle and his hospital has had nothing to do with your family's clinics, as his hospital was the one that helped start all of your family's clinics. So no, this marriage wasn't just about having my uncle help you guys out financially. He is obligated to help keep your clinics open since they're all part of his hospital in a way.
Wait, is that right?
I'm sure someone like you would never understand something like that, but not all of us are good at understanding basic structures. But didn't your parents at least know about all of this going on? Also, I think when my uncle was getting ready to start helping your parents' clinic out with the resources he had, they all got together and talked about how it would begin after our wedding. Which means your parents most definitely knew about that, right? I guess it doesn't matter now, though, since you guys are already done for.
Hold on a second. I didn't even know about how their clinic was starting to have financial troubles. So what you're telling me is that the reason for my parents' clinic bringing in more money lately is because of the marriage we were supposed to have?
The correct way of looking at it would be to say that it was because of my uncle. But that help's not coming anymore, so you and your family have the best of luck figuring something out there. All of that has nothing to do with me now.
Wait, that's not good at all for us. Do you think that you might be able to say something to your uncle about all of this? Can't you tell him that my parents and I had no clue me not marrying you would lead to all of this? And actually, we can go have that wedding now if you'd like to. Right now, my aunt is freaking pissed at me, and if nothing happens to change the fate of my parents' clinic soon, all of our family will become a laughingstock and I'll be royally screwed. It was only going to be a matter of time before my parents learned the truth about everything, so let's just go ahead and have that wedding now. Do you think we could take all of that conversation we had this morning and call it one massive joke or something?
Huh? What do you think you're talking about now? I would never even think about marrying you again while I still walk this earth.
What? Why not?
What all of you just said to me today and the things you and your parents were saying, you think I can just forget about all of that so easily and fall back in love with you? Are you an idiot? No, wait, you're mentally handicapped, aren't you? You guys made it very clear that you loved to make fun of me for my education. But I'm not just some high school graduate because I also went to a very expensive and well-renowned trade school. I never went to college or anything, but I was on a campus learning all sorts of things about my trade. And because of that, I am making hundreds of thousands more than a hospital worker like you makes a year.
Is that right? Huh? Do specialists like you really make that much money?
You always loved to act like you were this big shot that everyone had to listen to, Lance. Even though you've never been a nurse or a doctor and only work in a hospital because of your parents. All of you know that I may be just some office worker to you, but I'm working in the world of IT, and in that world there is more money than in the medical world. And when I was planning on getting married to you, I never had any cares about my husband making more than me or not. Honestly, I felt that things would have been just fine between you and I before you went and started to belittle me. But now you know the truth about me, and I hope that's changed your mind in some ways.
I didn't know that a high school graduate could be making that kind of money.
You're still calling me a high school graduate? After everything I just explained to you there? I guess you are mentally handicapped, like was said before, so let me make this simple. Me no high school graduate. Me trade school graduate. There. Hopefully that clears things up for you now. And if not, then perhaps your problem has less to do with your brain and more to do with your eyes and ears. Which in that case, I can't really help you much. I'm not going to be getting married to you anymore, so none of your problems are going to bother me any. The only ones who will have to start worrying now will be you and your family of doctors you brag about so much. Good luck helping your family try and keep all their clinics afloat, okay? No, wait. You won't have anything to do with all of that, actually. All you've ever been is a paper pusher for that hospital, right?
Are you making fun of me right now? Me, who comes from a family of doctors?
I think you shouldn't be saying that until you yourself have become a doctor, all right? I'm not trying to pick on the doctors and nurses that go out and save lives every day, like your family members do. But when it comes to you, the only thing you're ever doing is stapling papers together for the hospital and getting coffee for your boss, right? I don't believe that just because there are some doctors in your family that you yourself can be seen as powerful as they all are.
Don't make fun of the healthcare system!
I just said I'm not. Oh wait, you can't understand that. Oh well. I don't have the time or energy to put every single thing I say into dumbass for you today, so you're better off just getting yourself an interpreter or something. Maybe one of your parents. I really do wonder why I ever thought it would be all right getting married to you. What a mystery that is, and I hope one day I can come to understand it. Anywho, it seems that your family's clinic is going to be in some hot water here soon, but just try your best to support your parents and family through it.
What? So, what about you and I getting married? I could have the wedding tomorrow if you're all right with that. It's already too late now to have the wedding today since it was canceled, but my parents are both wanting us to get married as soon as possible, and well, I've finally come to realize that if it's for the sake of my family, I'm willing to marry a high school graduate like you.
Wait, what? We're not getting married, buddy.
What? What do you mean?
Are you sure you're okay there? I've been telling you this whole time I have no reason to marry you anymore, and I never will even think about it again. Tell me, why would someone like myself ever want to be married to you? How about instead of thinking about marrying me now, you think about all the horrible things you've said to me recently and then think about how they hurt my feelings?
Wait, so this really means you're not going to marry me?
I really thought I was doing a good job of making that clear to you.
Then what's going to happen to my parents' clinic? What about the financial support your uncle was going to give us?
And like I was saying, the moment you called our marriage off, my uncle called those talks off. Lance, is there a problem right now?
No, 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 no. All there are is problems now. What are you talking about, Ellie? I thought that based on the way this conversation was going, you were getting ready to make up with me and get back to wanting to marry me, right? I already apologized for having today's wedding canceled last minute, right?
Wait, so that's what your problem is? You're just delusional on a scale that most mental health workers have never seen before. If that's the case, then there really is no helping you here, Lance. Because what you're thinking happened has not been happening this whole time. You never apologized to me. And even if you had, it wouldn't change the way I think of you now.
I'm sorry. I'll come and apologize on my hands and knees if I have to. If you guys don't help us, my parents will lose their clinic. And what about the rest of my family? They might end up losing theirs as well.
I'm not really interested in listening to all of your self-centered talk anymore. I think that both yourself and your parents all suffer from something that has not yet been diagnosed before. Perhaps the three of you could come to my uncle's hospital and see what his professionals think. Also, what was that about you sticking me up on the day of our wedding and then asking for me to pay for it all? I'm not paying for a wedding you canceled. You and your family pay for that yourselves. And if you don't, I'll make sure to get the money from you in court. And don't forget about the settlement I plan to get from you for ruining the wedding and my chance of marriage. Your family and the clinics they all run will have a very difficult road ahead of them soon. Just try your best, okay?
Wait a second, what money are you talking about? You're lying, right? I don't have the money to pay for that wedding and a settlement.
Then go ask your parents who are doctors to pay for you. Well, because of you, they're all about to lose all of that money, so I'm not too sure they'll want to give you any money. Anyway, good luck to you and that paper-pushing job you have. I hope someday you can live up to the expectations of your family and become a doctor or something. Although I don't think anyone will accept a doctor with the mental struggles you've been having. Thank you for opening my eyes to the kind of people you all are before we tied the knot. Uncle Victor, today was a real struggle, and I'm very sorry about that.
What are you talking about? This is not something you should be apologizing to me for. I am disappointed in that family. Every single one of them is a disgrace. Since they all seem to think they can just judge others based on their education, I'll show them that this world doesn't care about things like that. Ellie, I'm so sorry for introducing you to a trashy kid like that.
This was not your fault, Uncle Victor. This happened because of my inability to realize the truth about them. And I was the one who agreed to marrying Lance. But the fact that you stepped in the end there to get upset at all of them made me really happy. Actually, it felt like my dad had come back to protect me for a bit there.
When he had passed away, I felt like I had some very big shoes to step into taking care of you. I'm happy to hear that parts of me have resembled him. And even now, I hope that I continue to be like a good father figure. Let's start to forget about what all happened this time. I'll make sure to put an end to that family so that you never have to think about them again.
I'm so happy you feel that way. Thank you so much, Uncle Victor. I'm going to work on forgetting what happened here and looking forward to my future again. And from now on, I'll make sure to talk with you about anything I have going on and ask for your help when needed.
I hope you do. And when you do come to me for help or to talk, I'll make sure I'm even more helpful then.
Thank you for always worrying about me, Uncle Victor. After that, without the help of my uncle and his hospital's money, Lance's parents' clinic started to fall into bankruptcy, and my uncle ended up taking the clinic from them outright with little to no money given to them. My uncle then made sure to do some major restructuring of the clinic and fired Lance from his hospital and both of his parents from that clinic in the process. After that happened, I started to get more and more texts from Lance as well as calls, but I made sure to ignore every single one of them. I've already found someone new in my life and we're on track to becoming a very serious couple. One that I feel a lot more comfortable with and one where we'll be wanting to get married in the next year or two. I think when I do get married, I'll be able to completely forget about what happened between Lance and I, and will no longer have to think about the importance of my educational background either. Honestly, I have to say that I'm thankful for what Lance did in the end there by canceling the wedding last minute, because I was so close to being married to one of the most mentally unwell people around. I would have hated to have to deal with all of his wild episodes had I really become his wife. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.